Okay, you don't see my chin, yes?
We don't see your chin. Looking good
No chin,
at
please.
20 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So please state your name.
Hi, my name is Kate Volarath.
Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in Luang Prabang, Laos.
Okay. And you go.
Right, Mom? Luang
Mom, where
Prabang?
was
No?
she born?
Where was I
Okay. Take two.
born? Where was I born?
No, Vientiane.
I was? I
Yeah,
thought, I
no.
swear that Bao Kusuk said, no, Pat Tao says she was at school in Luang Prabang.
No. You were at school Luang Prabang. Yeah, but you born in Vientiane.
Okay.
Tao said I was, okay, fine.
Cut.
I
It
was
will
born-
take two. Where
But
were
you
you?
have school at that.
Okay, I was born in Vientiane, Laos.
Okay. Put your arm, sit straight up.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, because you were like leaning.
Yeah, I
like
don't want to be
your
leaning.
mom and stuff was, and so
Better?
yeah, that's much better. Okay. Let me see. Hold on.
I can do it again.
Okay, fine. Just want to-
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks kind of crooked.
Yeah.
The camera looks crooked. Okay, I'll fix it. You go tell me what works.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah?
No. No. Yeah. Okay.
No?
No, it just makes you here. Yeah. This. Okay, that looks much better. Okay.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah. And even if it's crooked, I have my tricks too to like make it even and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
Turn your camera, turn your thing around. Let me see.
It's gonna mess things
Oh no,
up.
okay, don't mess anything up. Like, no, I can't. This chair moves, it's annoying.
Look.
Okay, I'll try not to move.
See, it's even.
Okay.
It's good.
All
Okay.
right. Okay, perfect.
All right.
I can do it again.
Okay.
So ready?
Yep.
My name is Kate Volarath. I was born in Vientiane, Laos.
Okay. And what do you remember of your childhood?
Prior to coming to America?
Yes.
Okay. I remember, sadly, the only thing that I remember about my childhood is the life in Samana. The life in Samana is what I remember. I remember going to school in Samana. I remember how we have how we come home to eat lunch, and I remember getting in the car to come to Vientiane when we were in Sing Kuang. I remember all of that.
What were your favorite childhood memories?
My favorite childhood memories. Sadly, I don't remember the good part. I remember the running part of my childhood.
Running from what?
Running from running from, I don't know, the army guys.
Oh.
Escaping.
You had to run from them?
Yeah.
How old were you at the time?
How old was I at the time? Masoon, I was 8 years old.
About 8 or 9.
I think I was 8 years old.
And they were chasing you?
They were, okay, so this is what I remember. We were on our way to get to the boat, the fishing boat, to cross to Thailand. I remember my mom had my baby sister wrap around her chest. And then my dad had my other sister in his hand and my brother in one hand. my brother and I was running. My mom's ahead. My dad is behind us with my baby sister, and we were. I remember running across the jungle, the woods, to get to the boat because the somebody heard us, and they were chasing us. So I remember running, and I remember I not fell, but like I ran over this, you know how there's a hole with spikes? They do, what is that called?
A trap.
A trap. Okay, I remember I was literally like, I went down on a trap, and my dad just, without even looking, just swing his arm, grab me, and flung me to the other side, and kept running like nothing happened. And yeah, that's how my dad saved my life, and without even saying a word, and without even and as if like nothing happened, and we just kept running to get to the boat, to cross over to
What were you
Thailand.
thinking? What was going through your mind at the time that you had to run?
All I remember was my dad saying, no matter what happened, you keep going, you keep running.
Does that still play in your head till this
Yes,
day?
over and over.
Keep
no,
going,
no
keep
matter
running,
what
no matter
happened,
what. Just
keep
pushing.
running. Yes, keep pushing forward and never stop. And just follow mom all the way to the boat. And maybe that's what it was. That's why we kept going and we never stopped going. We're still running.
Still going and running a marathon.
Yes, we're literally still running. Maybe that's what that was. Yeah, good point there.
Yeah.
So that's the childhood I remember.
Wow.
And then, so I was 8 years old at the time, and sadly, prior to that, I don't remember a whole lot.
Yeah.
I have almost like a blockage, if you will. I also another incident that I remember was my parent has already went to Vientiane to gather everyone because they have to basically get everyone out of Soon a little at a time. So then it doesn't make it obvious that we were trying to escape. So at first my dad left. My dad had some job to do, and then it was my mom. And then the two person left behind was my sister and my brother. Sorry, it was myself and my brother. Or was it sister? Thou and I maybe was the last two. Was the last two Samana, and then my sister went, and then I was the last one in Samana, and then and my dad sent for me. My dad sent a policeman or an army guy or something to come and get me. And I remember being in the car with him, and I remember he stops the car, and that was the first time I was ever in the car. So I remember
You never rode a car
nope,
before
I
that.
had never rode a car before that. I was in the car with him.
Like,
He
what is
stopped.
this?
He stopped to get me tea, and I remember the tea was so pretty. It was in a rubber band in a plastic bag with a straw, and but so when he went, he left the door open, and I shut the door. Well, he shut the door, and my hand was up there, and I didn't know how to open the door, so my hand was stuck, slam, until he got back. I didn't know how to open the door. I was again maybe 8 years old. And I remember he got me the tea, and I was like, oh my God, I remember looking at it like, it's so pretty, and it's so cold, right? And I'm drinking it, and I remember drinking it, and it's like, wait, why does it taste awful? It doesn't taste good. It looked good, but it didn't taste good. I thought it'd be sweet or something, but it wasn't sweet. I remember that. Isn't that wild that I remember that? But that's what I remember.
But sometimes like trauma or certain things trigger us to remember certain things, and you're the finger being in pain, and so emotions sometimes trigger our memories, and so that's probably why that part of
I remember that probably.
And the other thing, that's why you remember the other part as well, is because it was traumatic, because you're running through and you almost died because of the trap. Your dad swung you, so that's why you remember, because our mind like sometimes trigger
Yeah.
those events
Yeah.
and stuff. So then, do you remember anything about when you guys lived in the refugee camps in Thailand?
Yes, I do. Again, it's a blessing that I was 9 or 10 years old at the time. So my only job was to play, right? Which is so great.
Not
So-
like your sister.
Right, not like my sister
That
who
has
has
to
to be
be someone's slave.
someone's servant and whatnot. So I was 9 years old at the time. So I was mainly with my mom. And that wise I was her protege, her cashier, her buddy that makes tamakung, store and whatnot. I remember going to the store with her a lot. I remember going to the store with her, and I remember my mom sends me through the barbed wire, so I have to dig myself through the barbed wire to get to the other side to go buy something for
น้ำ
her.
จับ yeah
Yes, it was like it was the barbed wire gate that I had to cross.
She
So I
sent
had
you
to-
to do the
Yeah,
dirty work.
she sent me to do all the dirty work.
เคยเห็นว่าน้ำจับอยู่เมืองลาวเขามันเป็นลวดแล้วมันเป็นเสือ
Yeah,
แหล
like,
ม
yeah,
ๆ
like
the barbed wires.
Yeah.
แล้วเรา
So I remember going through the barbed wire to get to the other side to buy nampa for her because she needed nampa.
น้ำปลาประแดก
Yeah, nampa padek. So then she can make
Make
her
tamakung.
tamakung yusun. So
Yeah.
I remember doing all of those things. And I also remember going to school, yusun too. One was to learn Pasa Thai, another one was to learn French. We were actually supposed to be going to France, not America. So we actually had to learn French for a while. But that didn't pan out, that we didn't end up going to France. We ended up coming to America instead. So that I remember. So going to school and being my mom's helper in her store and running and doing store run for her.
And then you came to America
Mhm.
when you were around how old?
Wait, I want to talk about
the
witnessed.
incident.
Yeah, the
Oh,
incident.
yeah, okay.
So when we were in Soon, I remember witnessing my mom's incident. So back to the barbed wire story. So basically, there were no stores at Yusun at the time, and so Sauban, Mung Thai, they come to the barbed wire gate. So then what Yusun on this side basically like exchange money to like for nampa, padek, whatever that's needed. And I remember the guard saw one of the guy did that, and he basically beat him up. So beat him up, and my mom witnessed this. So my mom went up there and say, why would you beat him up? All he wants to do is buy from the Thai just so he can feed his family on this side. Why would you beat him up? And that way then they can also sell their things. And the guard point the gun right at her and says, well, you be next if you don't shut your mouth. And my mom, and she says, well, if you have the audacity to shoot me, then you go right ahead and shoot me, because I'm going to stand up for all these people, because we're doing nothing wrong. All we want was to buy from them, and they just want to sell it to us. We have the money and they have the goods. We want to exchange it so we can live. If you want to kill me because of that, then golly, so be it. And
I'm gonna
so-
die of starvation
Right,
anyways.
yes. So I remember witnessing that with her, and after that he put his gun down, and he allowed the exchange of goods and money to happen, and the store as we know it, which is people from that side of the barbed wire and people from this side of the barbed wire exchanging money and items. And that's how the store at Soon happened back then. So I remember witnessing that. I also remember witnessing my mom broke her leg from crossing. I don't know what she was doing, but I remember her jumping across some big pond, and it was all cement. And I remember she broke a leg or broke her arm or something like that. Oh, her arm or something like that.
When you lean back, you disappear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll try to see
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I remember.
Wow. What was it like your first airplane
Oh my
ride to
gosh.
America?
Okay. So first airplane ride. First of all, I've never been on an airplane, so that was
Like a car. You
That
didn't
was-
put your hand in the
Yeah.
window, did you?
So I remember the airplane ride. First of all, I thought, holy mongers, what is this big thing? And they keep bringing food, and I feel like, first of all, I feel like we're in the airplane for 9 months. It's like forever. And then second, I remember them bringing food, and I thought, wow, it's the best tasting food ever. Like, what is this? It was all sweet and I don't even know what the heck they're serving, but I remember I looked forward to them serving. It was so good. So yeah, and I remember how tired it was to get here. But the best, okay, so once we got to America, the first snowfall was amazing. I was, out there with my tongue hanging out, so I thought that was the neatest thing. My best memory of being in America was when the church group comes and donate food. Okay, and we as kids get to go and rummage through the basket. I would pick up canned fruit or whatever it was, and I remember my taste of peach, canned peaches, and I thought, holy cow, this is so good. That was the best memories that I've had of like my first food in America was sweet peaches, right? It's like I've never had fruit in the can before. It was like, holy cow, it was so delicious. So I look forward to the church group bringing food to donate at this complex. Oh my gosh, yeah, so I remember that.
Wow. So how was it like, because you came at 9 or 10.
I was 10 years old when I came here.
How was it like, if you remember, how was it like transitioning into the public schools?
Okay, so when I came, I started 4th grade. So my parents have to lower my age by 2 years because they want me to go to school longer, and this is very common among the Lao refugee apparently, because they want us to go to school extra. So I started 4th grade, and I remember my first school was Laurel Hill, and it was a school where there's Lao refugee and bilingual, and the teacher there was Kurumi Sopa, and he was the first Lao basically teacher there. So we went there, and it was a combo of going to science, to history, to math, and then coming into home class for the ESL part. That was cool. That was neat, learning English. It was a struggle for sure. It was a struggle. Kids are mean, right? Kids are mean. They don't understand, so therefore they make fun of you. So I remember karate chopping a guy, and he was bleeding.
Oh no, what happened?
I got expelled from school.
Oh my goodness.
He basically just called
me. You got
me.
your mom's blood.
Yeah. So he was basically calling me names.
Yeah.
And just teasing, right? And again, who knows why they do what they do. And I remember one day I just had enough. I just had enough of him calling me Ching. So I basically throw my foot at him, and he went his nose just went right against the cement wall, and he was bleeding. So that happened, and the funny thing was, when that happened, I got kicked out of school or got sent home. I don't even remember. It's been so long. I got sent home, but I remember the most popular girls in school befriended me after that. And I was among the most popular girls in school for like 3 years until I went to middle school. I even remember her name, Jackie Boland. I never forget Jackie Boland. She befriended me, and I just became one of her friends, one of her little puppet. I don't even know what it's called. So I remember that part. I also remember, so that was 4th grade. And I remember by the time I was in 5th grade, I was in full on
Public.
Yeah, and I was no longer going to ESL.
ESL. Okay.
So that was only 1 year. I remember
Wow.
that. So I went to all 5th grade and 6th grade with no ESL
Okay.
class, and then I went to middle school and it was all full.
Wow.
I don't know what's it called, American class.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in ESL like for a year.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
You picked up fast.
That's probably
Yeah.
No, I could go back to school now. All my English is all, my grammar is all choppy and bad. I could
That's
totally go back
okay.
to ESL now.
So what was middle school like for you?
Okay, middle school. Yeah, I didn't go to ESL class in middle school.
But what was it like being Asian American, being Lao, and having like refugee parents? What was that like? Were you allowed to do things still, like you can do whatever you want, or were your parents kind of like strict and kind of like protective because of what they went through?
I don't remember so much 7th grade, but I
Okay.
remember 8th grade.
Okay, so how?
Okay,
was
so
that?
in 8th grade, we were in California. We went to school in California in 8th grade. Nope, mom and dad was working.
You pretty much raised yourself.
Yeah, it was my
The
brother
latchkey
and I.
kids.
It was my brother and I in Escondido. That was the name of the school.
What brought you to
Del Dios in
California?
Escondido. After my brother died,
Oh.
after we lost my brother at the age of 22, we transitioned over to California. We moved to California
Was
just to
just
get
so
something.
hard.
Yes, just a different perspective. I suppose my dad needed that break
Got it.
away. But then once we were there for a little while, mom didn't like it. She wants to come back.
Too expensive.
She wants to come back to Illinois because her family's in Illinois. My dad's family's in California. My mom's family in Illinois. So my mom came home and because my oldest sister, my older 4 siblings are still here in Illinois. They were going to school. So it only makes sense that my mom was over here. So myself, my brother, and the B stay with dad, and the B stay with dad in California. So we were there for a little over a year. So there were no, because I grew up with my cousin over there. So I joined track at school. We did cross country at school. Apparently I was a fast runner back then. And this cute guy.
Can you still run now?
No. And this cute guy could recruit me to join his track. And I was like, well, you're so damn cute. Okay. So I joined because of that, believe it or not. And we did relay and all of that. But was my parents strict back then? No. No, we pretty much, because they were living in 2 different states. So it was
and they were too busy.
They were too busy.
So you did what you wanted.
Yeah.
It was like
we did what we wanted, but we were never like, going out to party or anything like that. It was when it's time to come home. It was time to come home.
Right.
And that was it. Yeah. And then after only once I was done with 8th grade there, we came back to Illinois and I went to high school here in Illinois. I went to Elgin High for all 4 years.
Oh wow, what was that like?
It was actually the best time of my life. I actually loved high school.
Yeah.
I love high school. It was fun times for me. I loved everything about high school. I knew I wanted to do hair.
When did you first?
Right at high school, I knew I wanted to do hair. I remember going up to my counselor in junior or senior year. I remember going up to my counselor and I asked him, I said, okay, I want to go to beauty school. That's what I wanted to do, but my parents can't pay for it. And at the time, it would cost me $6,000. So I have no money. So I asked him if he can help me find ways to make money besides working. And at the time, I was already working, saving money. And then he said to me, okay, I need you to help me tutor some of my senior math, senior that are failing math. I need you to come in an hour before school and stay an hour after school. If you can help me tutor them, I will try to help you fill out every scholarship that's available to you for vocational scholarship, and that's from churches, from Chamber of Commerce, from anything and everything that you could possibly think of. So I remember he gave me 10 applications to fill out, and he helped me fill it out. So I kept the end of my bargain, and he kept the end of his bargain. And I wish I remember his name, but I don't remember his name. So long story short, I got 8 scholarship from different programs, ranging from $250 to $1,000.
Wow.
So those eight scholarship add up to $5,000. So I took that $5,000. No, I remember back then back then we have senior night, right? And at senior night, when you get scholarship, they actually call you to go on stage to accept the scholarship. And I went up there 8 times. And I remember once that the senior night ended, so many teachers and so many people came up to me and said, "Oh my God, that was the most scholarship anyone here has ever gotten. Where are you gonna go to school?" And I remember saying, "I'm going to beauty school." And they're like, "Oh, okay." That was the best. Like their face, it was the best. But anyway, so yeah. So I remember taking that $5,000 and I gave it to the beauty school, and his name is Mr. Red. What's his name?
Gosh.
The owner of the school his name was Red.
So rude. I used to work for him.
Really? Okay. So
cut that part out. No,
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so Red was his name, and I remember giving him $5,000.
His wife is even rude. Like his wife was more rude.
Really?
Yeah, his wife was. Yeah.
I met his wife once. That was it.
She
owns a school back then. Okay, so anyway, I remember
it turned into
giving
Empire Beauty School.
Yes, it did. I remember.
So that's where you went in Hero Park.
I went to. It's called Hero Park College of Beauty Culture at the time.
Yeah.
So I remember I gave him $5,000, and I said, "I have to tell you the story of how I got this money."
Yeah.
So I told him about how how I got that money, and he was so moved by my story. So he said, "You know what? The $1,000 that you owe me, that's my scholarship to you for your story. It's very, very, it's a good story. It's very touching. So let me give you that $1,000 so you don't have to pay anything." So I end up paying zero for my beauty school.
For your dream.
Yes. So that's how I went to beauty school.
Wow.
Yeah, for free.
And you've been in the beauty sector.
I've been in the industry since 1993.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been doing hair for how
Have
many
you
years
ever been like, besides the teachers that are like, "You're going to beauty," like with the reaction, have you ever had any other like negative reaction towards you going to beauty school instead of like 4-year college?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So when I told my parents I was going to beauty school, well, that didn't go well. Because beauty school are for high school dropouts, girls with no brains. So they said, my dad said, or is it my mom? I don't remember. "We don't bring you across the ocean to come here so you can go to beauty school. We bring you across the ocean so you can go to college." So my question was, well, okay, if you want me to go to college, exactly what you want me to do? Do whatever, just go to college. And I remembered, I just listened. And then at the end, I said, "Okay, you guys done?" So then once they were done talking to me, I remember they got my grandma involved. They got my uncle involved because, you graduate with honors. Why would you waste your life going to beauty school, right? That was their reaction. But I knew deep down what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't. But, I will say this though, because of their reaction, it gave me fire. It puts fire in me. I remember at the moment thinking, I won't fail. I can't fail. I will be more than just a girl behind the chair, because I can. They already think I'm gonna fail, so therefore I have to prove that I can't fail. So I think that's what sets me sets the fire under my
Yeah.
tail, and I became such a driven person. That drives me
Yeah.
to make sure that I get
Mhm.
far from just
Mhm.
being behind the chair.
Yeah, what would you tell someone that may have experienced something like that, where they want to pursue their passion, but
Mhm.
yet there's other people that are telling them a different way or
Mhm.
negative,
Mhm. Well, what I always tell all my young kids that wants to follow their dream is do it. Do it. Follow your dream. Listen, if you do what you love, the money will come. If you do what you love, the money will come. Don't pursue money. Pursue passion. The money will follow. That would be my advice,
Right.
because I follow my passion. I follow my dreams and doing what I love. And I've been doing hair for 20 odd years, and I still love doing what I do. I get to create.
Yeah.
I get to have a canvas. I get to do hair. I get to make people feel good when they leave my chair. It's like the most wonderful feeling ever. So I still look forward to going into the salon and making people feel good when they leave.
Yeah. So fast forward to now, tell us, what do you do now?
Okay. So fast forward from the beauty school, fighting with the parents
Yes.
from the beauty school. I now own a hair salon, employing about 10 people. I educate for Lanza Healing Hair Care, and I travel around the country teaching what I love to do. And I get to mentor other stylists at the salon. I get to mentor other stylists in general that wants to give me a call and ask questions. I will mentor anyone.
That's awesome.
And that's what I think, that's what gets me going, and
Yeah.
that's what gives me the motivation and the drive. It's these young entrepreneur to be, or these young stylists that says, oh my God, can I ask you a question? Can you help me with this situation that I have?
Right.
And so forth, and being able to mentor them, being
Yeah.
able to help them pursue their passion.
Right. Because I
It's
feel
huge.
like, the beauty field does not get the credit that they should. And there's so many dreams that were probably killed because of that.
Yeah.
What would you tell the parents that, like, if their kids come to them and like want to pursue the beauty?
Yeah.
What is your advice to the parents?
Okay. And I have given advice to parents before, and the advice to all the parents out there, if your kids want to go beauty school, please don't stop them. Let them pursue their creativity. Let them allow their creativity to flow. There are so many avenues in hair industry now. It's not what it used to be. They can teach. They can teach beauty school. They can teach for manufacturer, like I'm doing. They can be a platform artist. They can be social media artist. They can be the stylist to the stars. They can be the stylist to newscast. There's so many different avenues that they can be a director for a manufacturer, for a hair company. There's so many different ways, so many different places that they can go. They don't have to do hair behind the chair.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways. I can't even stress enough. It's so much fun. And when your kids have fun, it's when they do their best. Again, have them follow their passion, the money will come.
What is one of the biggest challenges that you have faced, in your growth period of reaching to where you're at right now?
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of the challenges that I have faced over the years would be being a female minority, believe it or not. That all being female minority, it still get overlooked, unfortunately. So you have to basically speak up, fight your ways through, and make yourself known in order for you to be picked out from the crowd. So that's definitely.
Give me an example of that scenario. What has
Okay.
that you've experienced?
Well, a perfect example would be a sales guy came into the salon asking for an owner. So he came in, he's asking for owner, and I have Caucasian ladies that works at my salon, and they said, okay, they'll go get the owner. And I came out and I said, hi, my name is Kate. And he literally looked at me and he says, oh, it's the owner here. And I said, I'm the owner. How can I help you? And there was this look in his face like, oh, you're the owner? Oh, okay. Well, I'm doing so and so. And I thought to myself, well, first of all, you lost me. You can't sell me anything at this point. You might as well just zip it and leave.
Yeah.
But sadly, you still have that every once in a while.
Wow.
These men still come in expecting, I don't know, either a white man or a white female to own a store, own a salon, or whatever. So that was the one time that stood out the most as far as that goes.
Now, prior to that, you were working at other salons.
Yes.
What was the experience like? Did you get any kind of experience like that in those salons? Have you ever experienced where someone or a client may not want to see you, or particular situations as an Asian American woman? Did you ever experience anything during those times?
So I worked for Mario Tochi for 15 years. It was a predominantly white salon, obviously, and clientele there are predominantly very, I don't know, how should I say this, high-end clientele, if you will. So for the most part, I have a very good experience, but I remember this one doctor, and I remember washing her hair, and I was trying to have a conversation with her, and I made a mistake of asking her, what nationality are you? Her response was, I am not here to talk about my nationality. I am here to get my hair cut. So just wash my hair and be quiet. Just wash her hair and be quiet.
Oh no.
And I remember sending her to, this was back when I was an assistant, when I was assisting the stylist. And I remember, I think she must have felt bad because she came back after her haircut and handed me a $50 bill as a tip. This was about 20 years ago.
Wow.
So that was the only time that I ever experienced anything like that at Mario Tochi. But for the most part, it's I had a very good experience. Yeah.
Awesome. What are some success tips that you would give some new stylists that may be on the verge of wanting to give up on their dreams?
Okay. My advice would be, if it's truly your passion, keep with it. If it's truly your passion. If you think of hairstyling as a job, you will probably quit in a matter of 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
But if it's a passion, if you know it's your calling, if making someone feel good is your calling, you won't quit. You will keep going. And the success is there. It is on the other side. You just have to reach out for it, I suppose.
Yeah.
I would say just stick to it, stick with it. It will happen. But the passion has to be there. As long as you have passion, it will happen.
Right.
I guess that's the best I can do as far as that goes.
Awesome. Now,
Hi, buddy. You're so cute. You're ready to go, don't you? You're tired. Okay, we're done.
You
We're
did
wrapping
really
up.
good.
You're doing
did
so
really
well.
good. So what would you tell the younger generation of Lao, the younger Lao generation, what message would you tell them?
The younger Lao generation. Okay, be a little more specific for
Hold
me.
on.
As in, so
Like so many, so many of our younger generation. Okay.
tell me.
Okay, that's good.
No. Okay, tell me, so younger generation. No, yep, better.
Well, you have to sit back so
Oh.
I can see.
True that.
Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
okay.
Let's see. You're not in the same position you were. Okay. Right here.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what would you tell like the younger generation? What is some advice that you want to give them? Because a lot of them like they're here, they don't really aren't invested in learning our history of what like the grandparents or like our Lao family went through to get to where we're at.
Mhm.
What are some of the things that you wish for our younger generation?
My wish and my hope for the younger generation is for them to carry on our tradition, for them to carry on our heritage. You may not like everything, and that's okay, but there are some traditions that we should follow. There are some traditions that
What are you doing?
Poor Camilla, what
I
does he
have
want?
my phone right here. Did yours? Here.
Poor thing. He's patient. Oh, gosh.
He's used to it. He comes
Oh,
here
gosh.
sometimes. That's where he hangs out
Poor
when we
guy.
have clients.
Okay, so yeah, so carry on a tradition, don't lose it. It's okay to adopt some Western culture, but our culture is just as important. So it's okay to mix them. It's okay to have both because you are a generation of two cultures. It's okay to mingle them together. Pick the best of the both world and make it yours. But don't lose one or another. Just have them both. It's okay. That's all. That's all I got.
Any last words you would like to share?
Any last words?
Yes.
Do what you love would be my advice to everyone. Is just do what you love because then you don't work a day in your life if you do what you love.
Absolutely. Awesome advice.
Okay. Done and done.
Awesome.